Hey guys, it's Glenn from GMP Custom Fabrications. In today's video, I'm going to be redoing my motor mounts that I had just done. I'm going to show and share a little bit more with you. The way I done them wasn't horrible, but my buddy Eddie came over, and Eddie's got a lot more experience in this kind of stuff. So when he suggested a better way of doing it, I'm going to jump at it. So let's get started. Okay, as you can see in there, that's the way I had them, using the existing motor mounts and tying it in with the Crown Vic frame, and which should work fine, I would think, but it does take up a lot of space. And Eddie's suggestion was to get rid of all this, do a straight pipe on this bolt. Take the bolt out, put a straight piece of pipe there, straighten this out to where it's running straight underneath it, and then weld from here to that straight piece of pipe. I'll run a piece of rubber hose in between the bolt and the pipe to give me some insulation, to give me some dampening, but that will pull everything over in line a lot straighter, and will allow me a lot more room for my exhaust, because this here is taking up a lot of space that my headers are going to be going into. And on the other side, it will really clear up a lot of space for my steering setup too. So here we go. I'll be lifting up one side, pulling it off, doing it, and then when it's mounted up solid, I'll jump to the other side. Right now I have the transmission mounted, so it will help hold everything in line where it needs to be. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get started. Yes, it is kind of cumbersome. I welded it good enough, but yeah, definitely I believe there's a better way of doing that. So let's get started on that. Okay, I measured the width that I need for the pipe. I'm going to call it 3 inches. It's a little bit over, but these sides of that mount will suck in on it a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to make my pipe 3 inches. The rubber tubing I got to go on the inside of it. Rubber tubing go on the inside of it. I'm doing it probably about more like 3 1/4. The hose I decided to use is air conditioning hose. It's got a lot of thickness in the wall. The bolt's a little bit snug in it, but I believe I can heat it up, get it to slide in, and then it'll fit tightly inside of the pipe I found. So let's get started on that. I've got a pretty good gap around the inside. I know it's going to expand when I force the pipe through it, or the bolt through it. I'll go ahead and clean those off, slide that all together so that I can get this in position, so I know how big I need to make or what kind of pieces I need to make to tie these in to the piece of channel that's already drilled for the mounts. So that's what I'll do now. I went ahead and clamped the motor mount that I had made into the bandsaw. I'll go ahead and use it to cut that off. I'm trying to save as much of the channel as I can. Spray on cutting oil. Trying to save my blade. That's as much as I'll get with that bandsaw. I'll have to use reciprocating saw for the rest of it. I decided to do something a little different. I thought I'd be able to heat up that rubber piece to get the that tubing, get the bolt to go through, and it just wasn't having it. So I went ahead and cut a slit in the side of it, and I believe that's going to work out even better, because if I put that in there, get that bolt shoved in there, then it gets tight, fairly tight inside the piece of tubing. Tight enough, I believe. So that's the route I'm going to go ahead and take. I believe that's going to provide enough insulation and get tight enough once it's all bolted up to keep everything secure. All right, now it's time to get the cardboard out. I don't have this bolted down. I just got the bolt holding it in position. It needs just a little bit extra weight, otherwise it's going to fall. Starting measurement. I'm going to call it 3 inches here. Kind of what I'm thinking on it. Something along those lines. Flare them outward at an angle like that. Get them in there just right and get a little bend back on it. I might be able to get this top weld here. Probably can't see. A little bit here. Basically, I'm making that cardboard piece for right here. But I can see now that I'm hanging off the bottom up here on the front side of it. So I'll take that back a little bit more, and I can actually run this back a little bit further there. That gets my front side the way I want it. Now, since I know that I have this up here the way I want it, I want to extend that bottom part. Something like that. I might go ahead and take this out all the way to the corner here for the first few tries. Let's see. That's what I need right there. So I'll go ahead and cut out a couple pieces like that. I believe that will work for the back side too. Maybe. may need to notch the bottom, make that notch a little bit deeper to work on the back side. But that has it welding halfway up on the tubing. I think I can recreate that easy enough. Seems like it being thin right here may be weakening it quite a bit, but it's going to be welded, you know, to that tubing right here on both sides. And then maybe I'll run a piece down this front side to help strengthen it up. And then by not, even though that puts the pivot point out a ways from the, puts leverage on that Crown Vic mount location, because of this being straight and being tight in there, I don't think it's going to allow for a lot of droop to it. So that's my goal now, is to recreate some of these. My plasma cutter's still down. I haven't had a chance to mess with it yet. And so I'll be doing it with the torch. And I'll be back as soon as I get them made. This is what I'm up to now. Made 2 of these. I cut it off the torch, took wire brush and or took a flap wheel, cleaned it up, the edges. I didn't bother doing that on camera just because I'm not doing this for educational purposes. I'm doing it for entertainment, and I don't want people to watch how I use a cutting torch and assume that that's the proper way, because it may not be. So that being said, next step will be, I went ahead and wire brushed, cleaned the scale off the tubing, and I'll clamp it on, weld up one side, or tack one side. I'll be tacking this side, put the other piece on, tack it, see how it fits onto the C channel, and then I'll tack it, then I'll put it in place, see how it looks, and if it looks good, I'll go ahead and weld it. You can see in there, I've got it just mocked up right now. Everything's still loose. I've got it tacked up here on the piece of tubing, but the 2 legs of it is just loose in the C channel right now. Get that positioned the way I want it, and I'll go ahead and tack it in place, and then take everything loose and pull it back out. Alright, here we go. It's all finished up. I got a coat of paint on it. Turned out too bad. Slide that rubber piece in there, bolt it down, slide the bolt through, and I'll do the other side. Alright, here we go. Here's a look at it all installed. This brake line will be routed out of the way eventually, but that gives me all this space here to run exhaust down. So definitely make that a whole lot easier. You can see a front view of it. Alright, now on to the other side. I'm not going to bother filming all that, because it's basically going to be what I just did now. And I really didn't film much of that. Just kind of show you bits and pieces of it. Try to keep it moving along. Yeah, I won't even bother showing you the other one when I get down. I'll just wrap it up here. This is Glenn for GMP Custom Fabrications. Living the dream till the freaking phone rings. Thanks for watching.